Hello and welcome to the Rakyat Times TV News. I am Alison Chin. 1MDB CEO Arul Kanda Kandasamy, who has been under fire for not turning up at the PAC inquiry, insists he was abroad on the date he was supposed to be there. He also said that he had not met Barisan National Backbenchers Club BNBBC President TanSri Khalid Abu Bakar the following night in Kuala Lumpur. And this was only after his return from abroad, he claimed. Speaking to the Malaysian Insider, Arul refused to say where he was, despite PAC member Tony Pua's openly demanding that he and former CEO Datuk Sharul Azral Ibrahim Halmi explain their whereabouts. Moving on. Reporters covering the discovery of mass graves along the Malaysian-Thai border faced the wrath of Inspector General of Police TanSri Khalid Abu Bakar. He gave reporters a tongue lashing when he was asked why it was only now that the police knew of the human mass graves in Perlis. Khalid said he was tired of having to answer the same questions and people were bored with listening to them. He also insisted that police knew of the graves only recently. Meanwhile, Deputy Home Minister Datuk Wan Junaidi Tuanku Jaafar said that the 139 graves of trafficking victims found in Perlis only held one body each and had not multiple corpses as initially suspected. So far, authorities have exhumed 4 corpses at the site of the death camps along the Thai-Malaysian border. The location is well known for human trafficking, the majority of victims being Rohingya, escaping political persecution, or Bangladeshi economic migrants. 2 police officers are believed to have been involved in the transportation of trafficking victims across the border. Meanwhile, representatives from 17 nations will gather in Thailand today for talks on Southeast Asia's migrant crisis. Thousands of desperate people have fled on boats across the Bay of Bengal, heading for Malaysia or Indonesia. But observers say it is unclear how much the one-day meeting, which is not at the ministerial level, can achieve on an issue that has plagued the region for years, but has largely been ignored by authorities. Earlier this month, Bangkok began a belated crackdown on the smuggling trade in the country's deep south, throwing the multi-million-dollar industry into disarray as syndicates abandoned their victims on land and at sea. More than 3,500 starving migrants have since arrived on the Thai, Malaysian, and Indonesian soil, and the UN estimates that there are 2,500 more still feared trapped at sea, even as the monsoon season approaches. The vast majority of migrants are Rohingya Muslims fleeing persecution in Buddhist-majority Myanmar, or Bangladeshis trying to escape grinding poverty. And that was the Rakyat Times TV News. You have a great weekend.